Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday.
All right, here we go.
Well, let's get on to Karen's celebrations of the birthdays of those who make the movies. It's our grand finale, or finally, as Glenn might call it.
Yes.
It's
Our
time for
Grand
Karen's
Furious second.
birthdays. Take it away. Oh, hang on. Let me get the music set
All
up.
right.
And here we go.
Let's start off our week of birthdays by wishing a very happy birthday to Mr. Bill Murray, who turned 64, but can play anywhere from a Ghostbuster to a blockbuster. We all love Bill Murray. That's why I celebrate his birthday many times throughout the year, because it's not really his birthday. It's just April Fool's.
Karen.
I got everybody.
Totally.
You did.
But I will tell the listening world how I know it's not Bill Murray's birthday, because Karen set up our wedding on Bill Murray's
got
birthday.
married on Bill Murray's
And it's not my
birthday.
anniversary.
Oh, my God.
I think it is Dr. Leo Marvin's birthday today.
Fantastic.
Dr. Leo.
I love Dr.
Baby steps.
Dr. Leo Marvin, I'm
Dr. Leo
sailing.
Marvin.
Let's actually start off our week of birthdays by wishing a very happy yet early birthday to our guest, Glenn Morshower. Yay! Now, I won't tell you how old he turns.
56.
Oh, there we go.
Not ashamed of it.
But can play anywhere from protective to detective. We know that he served for our two television's most famous fictional presidents, President Jed Bartlett on The West Wing and President David Palmer on 24. And Glenn, IMDb has you quoted as saying, "The only people who have done more military roles than me
Are dead.
are dead." And I love that because we like to play games here. So we're going to play a game here. And Glenn knows the answers. We don't. I don't even really know the answers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a title or a position of someone either in the military or police. And we're just gonna all guess whether or not you've played any character that had that title. For example, like a lieutenant. You were a lieutenant in Black Hawk Down. So we would go yes or no. All right.
I was a lieutenant in the court-martial of Jackie Robinson as well.
Ooh.
There you go.
Or a lieutenant.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
All right. So
Or
that was
Louis.
the first one. All right. Hang on a second. So, have you ever been, and don't tell us until we guess, a medical courier?
Oh, Glenn's not going to waste his time currying medical.
All right.
Wait, let me flip it. The medical courier.
That's a guy who takes curry from one place to another?
Yes, he does it
And then-
medically.
Medical grade curry.
And tell me when I can chime
All right,
in.
All right, Glenn, go
I
ahead.
give up.
The answer is yes, and it was
Yes.
in a movie called The Island,
Yep.
Oh, I love
directed
The
by
Island.
Michael Bay.
Yes.
a good film.
Underrated Michael Bay movie.
Has Glenn ever played a captain?
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, that's X-Men, right? Aren't you a captain in X-Men? No, he's a...
Captain, he's captain. Oh, is that a pilot or a captain?
A captain. It said captain. I don't know.
Because because they call
Definitely
pilots
captain.
captains,
I think this is
and he
a
was one of those
captain.
in Air Force One.
Oh.
Well, I have here, Glenn, would you like to tell us?
No, go ahead.
I have here blood work. You were
I've actually
captain.
played a captain multiple times.
Yeah.
In Blood Work, NYPD Blue, Law and Order.
Oh.
Yeah, that's happened
So
a lot.
great.
Have you ever played, here is another one, a bugler or trumpeter?
Well, I'm going to say yes because that's just such an obscure credit.
Yes.
In real life, late
Glenn?
night on Tom Cruise.
Right.
Oh.
But no, I've never
Never.
done that in my career.
Well, maybe someday you'll
Does
get
it
to
say
do
that I did?
No, I just
Okay.
made that
Yeah,
up.
you were-
I'm just being an
You
idiot.
were a bugler.
Says you ate bugles in one of your
Well, he
roles.
seems like a musician.
a
Have you,
delicious snack.
Go ahead.
have you ever played a cop? And I'm not saying a police officer. I'm saying cop.
Oh, credited as cop,
Credited as
not officer?
Cop. Yeah.
Oh. No.
No,
Glenn has
No,
never.
he's always been
I
ranked.
would
He's always been ranked.
He's always
say
been ranked or
yes.
special
They
guest
probably listed me as that
For
in Tango and Cash.
You're right about your career. Good for you. Has Glenn ever played a bombardier?
Pilot the bombardier.
A bombardier, ladies and gentlemen.
Pilot the bombardier.
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 I'm gonna
Pearl
say-
Harbor, yes.
Glenn?
That's probably right. I'm not 100% certain.
That's funny. In Pearl Harbor, they don't give him the title bombardier. So I'm going to say no.
Oh.
And Glenn, you don't know that you
I
were a
don't.
bombardier.
What was I, a bombardier?
You weren't.
in? Okay.
Oh,
Amazing stories.
That's
All
a
right.
good trick one.
I
All
just tricked you. Sergeant. We all know he's played a sergeant 1,000 times. How about a saddler?
A saddler?
Sure.
Does the bombardier wear
William
nice
Sadler?
little pants?
He does. Nice tight pants.
A William
what?
Sadler?
He was not a saddler, but has he ever been a park ranger? Park ranger. This is
That would be a
tricky
yes
one.
in a movie called Grizzly Park.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Don't know that one.
And lastly, has Glenn ever played a candy striper?
God, I hope
Candy
not.
I don't think so.
striper.
I don't think so.
Glenn, have you ever played a candy striper?
No, I have
No,
not.
you're not. And you are correct. So, Glenn, happy birthday. That was very
Thank you,
exciting.
darling.
And lastly, let's wish a very happy birthday to Michael Fassbender, who turns 37.
Ah!
That can play anywhere from a soldier
Wow.
in 300 with glistening abs to the lead in Shame with a glistening.
All right, stop it right there.
All right. Now, Bart, you know how much I love when celebrities sing.
This is true. People say, hey, can you tell me 2 things about Karen Volpe I don't know? First of all, this is her last show. April Fools. And secondly,
Yes.
she loves when celebrities sing.
I do love when celebrities sing, so I couldn't find any of Glenn singing, but I found Michael Fassbender singing a little something called
Wow.
I Love You from the movie Frank.
A movie I would like to
yeah.
see. But
I'm interested.
I saw this performed on the Colbert Report. It got me really interested in that movie.
Okay.
Do you have time to have me sing a very short song for
Oh,
you?
yes.
Frank, then,
Yes, of course.
You do?
Yes.
This is a tribute to my father, who taught me this song when I was a little boy, and I do it on stage at all of my shows, all
great.
the extra mile.
Sweet.
It's just to warm up the audience. It goes like this. It's called There's a Hole in the Bottom of the Sea. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a log. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a bump on the log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a bump on the log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a bump. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog on the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog and a bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart on the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart on the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a flea on the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a flea on the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a flea. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There are wings on the flea on the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There are wings on the flea on the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There are wings. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's blood in the veins back of the wing, the flea, and the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's veins in the speckles on the wings on the flea on the hair on the wart and the frog and the bump and a log and a hole in the bottom of the sea. There are veins. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. We're halfway done. And it goes on and on and on. So I'll cut to the last verse.
Okay. Oh, my God.
I'll
Okay.
cut right to the last verse. I'll sing it slow and then fast. Here's the last verse. There's a hole in the cavities, in the teeth, in the germs, in the corpuscles, in the blood, in the veins, in the speckles, in the wings, in the flea, in the hair, in the wart, in the frog, in the bump, in the log, in the hole in the bottom of the sea. Now fast. There's a hole in the cavities, in the teeth, germs, corpuscles, and blood, in the veins, back of the wing, the flea, in the hair, in the wart, in the frog, in the bump, in the log, in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There it is.
That reminds me of the green grass grows all around. You know that
Feel
one?
free to cut that. Yeah.
And the green,
Awesome. Oh, I loved it.
and the tree and the hole,
Never!
the hole in the ground.
That was
I don't
great.
care if it ever makes it to the audience, but that was for you guys.
Thank you. I love
That
it.
No,
was
makes
great.
what that's. I'm going to pull that as a separate clip. Did you see that?
Are you kidding?